a night hunter with big ears and incredibly cute appearance. He's adapted to survive in harsh desert conditions. He can hear even the lightest rustles, dig deep holes, and jump 3 times higher than himself. Hello friends! The hero of today's episode is the fox Fenech. And before starting, I ask you to subscribe to my channel. I promise a lot of interesting things ahead. Are you ready? We begin! Sandy deserts of Africa. What kind of inhabitants do you associate this area with? Poisonous snakes, lizards, scorpions, or maybe camels? But there is a rather curious predator in places. So inhospitable with the subnormal temperature drops. The smallest representative of the canine family. He's a fox of an unusual appearance called Fenech. The size of the fox is inferior even to the cat. The length of an adult is the range of 30–40 centimeters, and the height is up to 22 centimeters, while the body weight doesn't exceed 1.5 kilograms. The main habitat is the central part of the Sahara, the largest hot desert. The Fennec has a small, sharp muzzle, large eyes, but the animal's calling card is huge ears, which among predators are rightfully considered the largest, in relation to the head. Their length reaches 15 centimeters. Such dimensions are needed in order to catch the slightest rustle of potential prey. But good hearing is not the only purpose of such ears. They also play a role of the heat sink, saving the fox from overheating in the daytime. The main diet of the Fennec is small rodents, chicks, lizards, and some insects. But despite their predatory nature, foxes don't hesitate to eat plants and berries, which are lucky enough to meet in such an arid region. But above all, he is an excellent hunter. Let's see what the animal is capable of in search of food. The small jerboa is the rather interesting creature that an equally interesting hunter became interested in. Real super abilities are needed to find such small and rare prey. Desert fox ears are 20 times more sensitive than human ears. The jerboa tries to hide, but his burrow is not too deep. A perfectly developed sense of smell tells the fox where to look for prey. It's time to use the secret weapon. A jerboa's paws make him a small copy of a kangaroo and allow it to develop unprecedented speed for such an animal. His jump is 10 times longer than its own body. But he is difficult for him to hide, having such legs, and he has only one thing left: to use them for running. The jerboa is fast, but the Fenech is not inferior to him in speed. So, the jerboa has to use the last trick. The hair on his legs allows him to grab sand and throw it at the enemy with a lightning speed. It looks like Fennec will stay hungry tonight. Often, the desert fox engages in battle with dangerous opponents in search of food, namely snakes and scorpions. Fennec attacks over and over again, trying to bite the snake's head, but caution doesn't allow him to quickly win the fight. In addition, the fox teeth are quite modest in size, but patience bears fruit. This time, the Fennec is rewarded with a hearty dinner. Similar tactics are also used against the scorpion. The fox first of all tries to neutralize him by attacking pincers and stings. Finally, the animal's formidable weapon is neutralized. The meal begins with him. Small size and huge ears are not the only adaptation of this animal to the harsh conditions of life in the desert. Fennec has a thick fur that not only keeps him warm on cold nights, when the temperature drops to 0 degrees, but also protect him from the heat. Wool grows on the pads of the fox paws, allowing him to move along the hot sand, the temperature of which can reach 80 degrees under the scorching sun. Fennec is a social animal. In the wild, they live in families up to 10 individuals. In this case, a couple is formed for life. Once a year, foxes have offspring, numbering from 2 to 5 babies. Often they grow up and become independent, while remaining to live with their parents. The small size, camouflage color, and amazing dexterity of the animal make it a rather difficult prey for other animals. So, in nature, he has practically no enemies. Recently, exotic animals have been increasingly introduced as pets, and fennec fox is no exception. He adapts well to captivity, where it can live up to 14 years, which is longer than in its natural habitat. But this is a difficult animal to keep at home, because it is a nocturnal animal that needs a comfortable temperature, a large area, and competent care. Therefore, you should not start a fennec fox just because it's fashionable. And it's all for today. If you liked this video, please support it with like and subscribe to the channel. This motivating us to create a new interesting videos. Thank you for your attention and see you soon.